Scorpio, this is your reading for the new moon in Capricorn coming up very soon. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't joined me before, these readings obviously are very general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check out any of other signs or readings on this channel beyond time and space. Headings that stand out for you if you're interested in doing that, and also for returning people, thank you, and thanks for your likes and comments, subscribes, all of that. It really helps to get the videos seen by more people, pretty much. So that's wonderful. So let's get into it. We seem to be coming out here in some of these readings with a large level of emotional objectivity. Now, for some, that might be, like, oof, it's been a ride and a half over the last few years, couple of years, hasn't it? Maybe we're just like, oh man, let's just put a little bit of space, a little bit of a buffer zone there between us and the world, or simply that we are just trying to foster that objective, viewing things in an objective way as opposed to a personalised or personal way. So let's get a few more cards, see what the storyline is. We'll get these cards out. One more, please. One more. Okay, so Scorpios. Scorpio. So we have that Eight of Cups. We see that golden horizon line. In some ways, in my mind, in this reading right now, that horizon line is a symbol of sort of a level of high optimism. And yet, as I said before, there's also an element of being objective on an emotional level, because that's what's allowing you to keep your optimism, dear Scorpio. We then have the Ace of Cups. Yes, this is a gift and you give it form. You might be starting to see it coming through. You might not. But it's here. It's in your reading. It's very expansive. Very, very expansive. I mean, it kind of sums up Scorpio, really, the depth and expanse of your emotional landscape. To be able to foster a level of objectivity within this as a means of pacing yourself in some respects. Pacing yourself. Then we have the Star, beautiful Star card. This is a bridge. We create this, excuse me, between ourselves here on this earth and with the heavens. We really feel that we're kind of a channel for that interaction between the two. In my mind, it's also a card of a sort of an internal awareness of our essence, our spiritual sustenance, or our spiritual stamina is probably a good way of putting it. We understand that. And we're really quite highly tuned in at the moment, Scorpio. Tuned in because of this, or because of what? Well, we don't always know why. But we do know that the Four of Swords at the end here, in the Thoth deck it's called Truce. We're quite happy to sit in this space or this position for a while, because we know there's more information that's coming to us, if that makes sense, Scorpio. This is a place of rest, and it is a place where, because we are opened, We are open and yet we're quite safe. That we get new information coming through in that place of rest. It's quite interesting, Scorpio. So let's have a look at the Eight of Cups for you. As I was saying, well, that horizon line is somehow a symbol of optimism there. Can we clarify the Eight of Cups for Scorpio? What was that card there? Eight of Cups for Scorpio, please. Yeah, so it's interesting. There's a lot of and as I said, holding or being happy in this space for a wee while, pacing yourself, because it's not a natural place, Scorpio, for you to inhabit. I don't think. I know I'm generalizing, but we're made up of all various things in our astro charts. We get the Hanged Man. Nothing much coming in, nothing going out from what we see from the outside of the Hanged Man. But there's a lot of mixing and mishing and mashing of juices going on in here. There's alchemy in one kind happening in the Hanged Man, because there's a point where the Hanged Man comes down, and that's when things start moving really quickly. We've got the Eight of Wands, another eight. All the eights are about the mind, mental faculties. We've got the Eight of Wands, messages, internet, emails, very quick communication happening. I don't think you're avoiding that. I think you're pacing yourself, as I said before. Things are always in change. We're looking at focused on the Ace of Cups, the gift of love, an expansive love that you give form. King of Wands, a wonderful character, entertaining, life soul of the party, gets things in creation mode. Very imaginative and experimental. There might be some Scorpios out there that are really processing and trying to, or attempting to perfect a particular project, or could be about work, could be about relationships. What you know already, Scorpio, because of your forensic understanding, is that you won't be in Hanged Man mode forever. You are pacing yourself, because this is the beginning of a whole new epic action movie for you. I mean, we've got the universe, the world here. You have, and somewhere along the line in 2022, you have completed a cycle and you're about to begin another. Hence the Hanged Man, the Four of Swords, the Star, and the Eight of Cups with this. All right, so these flew out. So you've completed, hence that, maybe for some you're embarking on living in a new way, creating projects in a new way, whatever it is, working in a new way, whatever it is, but connecting some new dots there in the grey matter and doing stuff just generally in a different way. To clarify the beautiful star, as I said, a bridge. You've investigated that kind of essence, that spiritual essence. Possibly the things that have prevented you in the past from doing that. Yeah, we have the Five of Discs, a card of generally have been sort of left out in the cold or choosing not to be involved, choosing lack over gain, all of that sort of stuff. It's a self-saboteur card. It's more of a kind of victim card here. And the Seven of Wands, you know, standing up for your principles. I think this time round you're standing up for your principles with both feet on the ground, Scorpio. This can often be an unstable footing. It's good to stand up for your integrity um, when one needs to. But sometimes we choose our times where we feel we need to do that. Sometimes we don't need to do it. And I think you're understanding that. For some of you out there, understanding how that works within you or has done in the past, and how you're quite potentially sort of rejigging the old wiring, you know. Four of Swords. Card of Respite for Scorpio here, yeah. It's just, look, everything, look, stay on this thing, whatever it is that you're doing here, until it's the right time to come down. Because Wheel of Fortune, as I said, new information comes to you in the Four of Swords. We give ourselves license to rest. And that's what you're doing, pacing yourself. What does it bring you? Wheel of Fortune. I would say with the Hanged Man, the World, and the Wheel of Fortune in this reading, with the Star, all those major arcana, you're really on great footing here. It's taking you to where you want to go, and more importantly, where you need to go. Let's get a Brian Froud. And, you know, this is the time where, excuse me, Scorpio, where you can see from the macro to the micro. Mike the Micromancer. We're seeing detail. We're seeing, this is forensics. This is forensic stuff. We're seeing minor detail. We see the tallying up of lists of pros and cons and debit and credit and the ledger. We see the whole. We see it all at the same time. And if that's not enough to blow a few fuses or create new ones, I don't know what is. And it's giving you this amazing new whole beginning. So now, Scorpio, let's get a rock mineral crystal card for you. Rock mineral crystal for Scorpio. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing reading, I must say. We've got moss agate, very much feet on the ground. We're talking moss agate, gardener's stone, feet on the earth, on the ground. What were we saying? Yeah, reviewing this, like Seven of Wands. We need a stable footing, not one shoe off and one on, or 1 foot off the ground, uneven ground. We're working through that. Moss agate, yes, it is the gardener's stone. New beginnings, Scorpio. Nature connection, Scorpio. Animal allies and security. You're secure, you're quite safe, as I said. You're quite safe in this process. So that's pretty beautiful. On that note, Scorpios, I hope you got something out of that reading. Do check out the other readings. Can't thank you enough for joining me and your support, likes, comments, anything. Tell me how it's going. Ka kite. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Scorpio.